Fundies. The one thing truly proving that you aren't carried by your character. But every character carries. Samus is carried by Charge Shot, Cloud is carried by back air, and Steve is carried by, well, being Steve. But how can you then show that you truly do have fundies? By letting the game decide a character for you. I hopped on down to my local and faced my first opponent, Shy Guy. My first character was Palutena, and while my Palu isn't that great, it's a basic enough character for me to feel very comfortable winging it despite dropping a lot of conversions. I closed out a solid 2-stock with a back air. Shy Guy decided to switch to Peach, and my second random character was Robin. As Robin, I have no idea what I'm doing, so I just decided to play patiently. I didn't really deserve the first stock, as all I did was forward throw after Shy Guy dropped the combo, and then he killed himself. After getting the lead, I played it pretty safe for the rest of the game. I closed out the last stock with a back red ledge, and moved on to my next opponent, Rexius. Random ended up giving me Violet, and I've been playing a lot of Violet recently, so I was very confident. And it showed with a 3-stock in game 1. Next up, I got Snake. I had a pretty explosive start, but almost ended up dying to an edgeguard string. My Snake was looking a little shaky. But luckily Snake has up tilt, which just happens to be the move that picks every single stock. After winning 2 rounds in the winner's side of bracket, I had made it to top 8 winner's side, meaning every set from now on would be a best of 5, starting with my set versus Coderex. As you can see, the game stopped being nice and started giving me worse characters. Coderex started off by getting a huge lead, but Lucario is the comeback character. And while I didn't manage to steal the first stock, I dealt a decent amount of damage. After closing out his first stock, his second stock evaporated. Game 1 ended up being a nail biter, but I clutched it up and took the last stock with an up tilt. Game 2, I got Ice Climbers. And not gonna lie, at first, my Ice Climbers were looking kinda nice. With a 2-stock lead, there was no way I was gonna throw this match. Right? Okay, I almost threw, but luckily I managed to steal the last stock. Next up, I got Dr. Mario, and while he isn't the best character, I think he's pretty fun, so I have a bit of experience with him. And because of that, my doc was schmoovin'. In Winners Finals, I met Vavik, piloting his trusty Iggy, that he would definitely never switch off for a better character. My first character was Richter, my original main in Ultimate. And because of this, I was having no issues closing out the first game. Then I got Donkey Kong, which was a little scary because he's combo food. The match was pretty back and forth until I read an air dodge and got a juicy forwarder spike. And with a well-timed DK punch, I closed out the match. For the third match, I got Fox, which is another character I have a lot of experience with. Vavik did land some nice edge guards, but unfortunately for him, it wasn't enough as he self-destructed on his last stock. Vavik ended up winning Losers Finals, so in Grands, I was facing him again. But this time, it was different. In game 1, Random gave me Lucas. And while he's one of my worst characters, I've been practicing him a fair amount in preparation for Iron Man events. I made quick work of his Iggy, and then it happened. He counterpicked Steve, and I got Ganon. And while this matchup might seem awful, it wasn't that bad. I couldn't recover against down tilt and lost my first stock, but quickly struck back with a nair to punish minecart. And then I punished another minecart with back air. And another with forward air. I don't know how I did it, but I beat Steve with Ganon. Next up, I got Young Link. Surely, I can beat Steve with Young Link if I can do it with Ganon. I self-destructed my first stock, and sadly, Vavek's punish game was too strong for me to keep up with Young Link, and I dropped my first game of the tournament. And then I got Plant, one of the least played characters in the entire game. But my Plant was doing work. The damage output I got from Whoophee was insane. And with a good forward smash read, I closed out the final stock and won the tournament.